All right, let's jump into the world of tech today. We've got a whole bunch of articles here about the latest in PCs and gaming.
Yeah, some really interesting stuff happening right now. Supercharged graphics cards, future of AR.
Okay, perfect. Let's start with the GPU market. Intel is making a comeback with their new Arc Battlemage graphics cards launching next month.
Yeah, those new cards. They're using the XE2 architecture.
And going right after that mid-range market.
It'll be interesting to see how NVIDIA and AMD respond.
Speaking of AMD, have you heard about their 3D V-Cache technology?
Oh, yeah, that's huge. They're bringing it to their Ryzen APUs. You know, the chips that combine a CPU and GPU.
Right.
And even to their Threadripper CPUs.
Wow. So that means faster processing, smoother multitasking for gamers and professionals.
Exactly.
Now, for something that'll get gamers excited, the PS5 Pro is getting a huge overhaul.
Oh, yeah.
A teardown revealed a beefed-up GPU with 60 compute units.
That's a lot.
That's a potential 45% boost in rendering speed.
Wow. And what about memory?
It's getting a memory upgrade, too. An extra 2 GB of DDR5 RAM, just for the system.
So, smoother user experience.
It seems like memory is becoming more and more important. Speaking of which, SK Hynix just launched the world's first 16-hop HBM3E memory
That's impressive.
with a capacity of 48 GB per stack.
48 GB. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
It could revolutionize how we handle data, especially in fields like AI.
And data analysis.
Right.
But it's interesting, the most popular graphics card on Steam is still the RTX 3060.
Makes sense.
Shows that price-to-performance ratio is still key.
Especially now.
Let's talk about Apple and their augmented reality plans. It seems they might be shifting focus a little.
Oh, how so?
Instead of just focusing on the high-end Vision Pro headset, rumors suggest they're also developing lighter, more affordable AR glasses
Interesting.
designed to work with the iPhone. This could open up AR experiences to a wider audience.
Yeah, that makes sense. The Vision Pro is pretty expensive.
It is. And this could make the iPhone the central hub of an expanded Apple ecosystem.
Yeah, like a whole AR ecosystem.
Exactly.
That raises an interesting question, though.
Hold that thought. We've covered a lot already. Let's take a quick break, and we'll dive deeper into these trends when we come back. Okay, so you were saying something about integrated ecosystems.
Right, yeah. As we see more devices designed to work together, it really makes you wonder, will we see more specialized devices? Or will the lines between different types of tech just blur even more?
That's a good question. Like, on one hand, we have things like gaming consoles and VR headsets, you know, for those immersive experiences.
Right.
But then we have smartphones. They're becoming more and more versatile.
Exactly.
And now AR glasses are entering the mix. It makes you wonder what's next.
Yeah, for sure.
Will those AR glasses become our main interface? Or will they just enhance the devices we already use?
Yeah, it's tough to say.
But getting back to Apple for a second, and their strategy of making AR more accessible through the iPhone.
Right.
What kind of impact do you think that could have?
Well, imagine you could access information, entertainment, even social interactions, all layered onto your physical surroundings. That's the power of AR.
Yeah.
And by using the iPhone, Apple could bring that to a lot of people.
It's like having a heads-up display for everyday life. You could be walking down the street and see reviews for restaurants pop up.
Yes.
Or get directions without even taking your phone out.
Exactly. And think about education. Students could explore 3D models or dissect virtual frogs, all without going to a lab.
That's amazing. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
But we can't forget about the hardware advancements. We were talking about SK Hynix's HBM3E memory earlier, and you mentioned its potential impact on AI.
Right.
Can you talk more about that?
Sure. This new memory technology, it's really fast and efficient, which is what AI needs.
Yeah.
With this kind of memory capacity and speed, we could see breakthroughs in machine learning and data analysis.
So how would that impact me?
Well, think about personalized medicine. An AI that analyzes your medical history, your genetics, even your lifestyle, to create a treatment plan just for you.
Wow, that's incredible. It sounds like science fiction.
I know, right?
And it could revolutionize other things, too.
Absolutely. Like transportation and education.
Speaking of personalized experiences, I think it's important to recognize that a lot of people are choosing more affordable tech.
Yeah, definitely.
The RTX 3060 being the most popular graphics card is a good example. People are looking for value.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not everyone needs the absolute latest tech. It's about finding the right tools for your needs and budget.
I agree. And we're seeing a wider range of devices at different prices, which is great for consumers.
Yeah, for sure.
It gives people more choices.
Exactly.
And helps them find the tech that fits their lifestyle.
That's what it's all about. Finding that sweet spot between performance, affordability, and features.
Right.
And with all this innovation happening, there's something out there for everyone.
I agree.
But it can be overwhelming, too, with so many choices.
That's where we come in, as tech enthusiasts,
Yeah.
helping people navigate this crazy world of tech.
And make good decisions.
Right. It's not about pushing the most expensive products.
Yeah.
It's about helping people find tech that makes their lives better.
You know, all this talk about the future of tech, it's really exciting, but it's also a little scary.
Yeah, I get that.
We're on the edge of something new.
We are.
Where do we go from here?
That's the big question. I think the answer is understanding both the potential and the limits of technology. We need to be curious and responsible.
Yeah.
And make sure we use these tools for good.
That's a great point. Okay, we're running out of time, but we've explored some really exciting advancements. GPUs, CPUs, memory,
And AR.
and even touched on the ethics of AI.
It's a lot to think about. It is. But as we said, it's important to be thoughtful. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with some final thoughts about the future. Okay, we're back for the last part of our deep dive. And I'm excited to see where this conversation takes us.
Yeah, me too. Technology is always changing.
It really is. So what's your big prediction for the future of tech?
That's a tough one. But if I had to guess, I'd say we're moving toward a world where tech is even more integrated into our lives.
You mean, like we're not just using tech, we're living with it?
Exactly. It'll be seamless.
Okay, I like that.
Think about those AR glasses again.
Yeah.
Imagine information just layered onto everything. You wouldn't need your phone for directions or reviews. It would all be right there.
Wow. That does sound amazing. But is there anything to be worried about?
Well, yeah, of course. We have to think about things like privacy and security.
Right.
Because as tech becomes more integrated, we're sharing more and more information.
That's true. And what about AI? We talked about the good stuff. But are there any risks?
Definitely. AI is powerful.
Yeah.
And it can be used for good or bad.
Right.
We need to make sure it's developed ethically and that there are safeguards in place.
So we don't accidentally create something harmful.
Exactly.
It seems like there's a lot to think about.
There is.
It's exciting and a little bit scary.
I agree. But I think if we're careful and if we use technology wisely, we can create a better future.
That's a great point. So any advice for people who are feeling overwhelmed by all this change?
That's a good question. I'd say stay curious. Don't be afraid to try new things. Ask questions and learn as much as you can.
Because the more you know, the better prepared you'll be.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap things up.
Yeah, I think so too.
We've covered a lot today.
Yeah.
From GPUs to AR and everything in between.
It's been fun.
It has. But as always, there's more to explore.
So much more.
So keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.